Dear soul, if you've made it this far, it's because something within you has already recognized this promise as true. And now, it's time to dive deeper. The journey of awakening this connection isn't just about the other person. It's also about you. The angels reveal that no matter how much this person is in the process of remembering and gathering courage, you are also being invited to look within and see what this silent promise is awakening in you. You have old fears, wounds that have been covered by independence, by strength, by smiles given on days of pain. But now this presence, this feeling begins to touch those wounds. Not to hurt you, but to heal. That's why sometimes you feel confusion. A mix of desire with doubt, of affection with caution. Because a part of you has learned to protect itself even from what is good. But the angels urge, allow yourself. Don't shut yourself off from love just because it once hurt you. This is another love. Another story. Another cycle. And most importantly, this is your moment. You are not being called to sit back and wait for something to happen. You are being called to live with presence, with truth, with clarity. To align your heart with what it truly wants, and not with what the world says would be safe. This person, the one who carries the other half of the promise, needs your light now more than ever. Because it's in your courage that they find the strength to take the next steps. It's by seeing you love yourself, care for yourself, choose yourself, that they feel inspired to choose as well. You are a mirror. And this is the greatest power there is. The angels are showing that in the coming weeks, very clear signs will intensify. Names that repeat. Dreams with messages. Coincidences that seem magical. Because the universe will want to prove to you, in simple terms, that this promise is real. But they ask, don't get lost in anxiety. The signs are not a timer, they are reminders. Reminders that divine timing is in progress, even when you don't see anything moving on the outside. Perhaps this person still doesn't say everything they feel. Maybe they continue with contradictory behaviors. But every word they swallow, every message they don't send, carries the weight of what they still don't know how to express. And even though it may be silent, this love already vibrates. It already acts. It already transforms. Now the angels want to remind you of something very special. You have free will. You can choose to live this promise or not. You can choose to open or close this door. And whichever choice you make, it will be respected. But if you decide to open, prepare yourself. Because the love that follows won't be ordinary. It will be the kind of love that makes you grow, expand, and flourish. It will be a love that recognizes you, not on the outside, but on the inside. It will be a love that fulfills, at last, what has been promised. Have you ever wondered why, even after so many attempts to move on, this feeling keeps returning? Why, among all the possibilities, is it this connection that insists on staying alive within you? The angels say this happens because it's not an ordinary feeling. What you share is an ancestral bond that extends beyond this existence. It's as if parts of your soul have recognized in him, or her, a crucial piece that was missing. And when this happens, it doesn't matter the time, the distance, or the misunderstandings, the bond remains. Of course, that doesn't always mean an easy path. Many times, soul reunions happen amid chaos, unhealed pains, and accumulated fears from other lives. But even in those confusing moments, the strength of the promise remains. There is something deeper than words, stronger than any logic. It's an internal call, almost silent, but impossible to ignore. This person is feeling it. Even if they deny it. Even if they run away. Even if they choose silence. Because the love that is born in the spiritual realm doesn't dissolve in the physical realm. It simply waits for the right time to reveal itself. And the heart, no matter how guarded it is, knows how to recognize what is true. It can identify the presence that calms, awakens, and transforms. And the right time might be approaching. The angels show images of opportunities arising. Unexpected situations that could bring you face to face, physically or emotionally. Small miracles of everyday life that seem like coincidences, but are actually invisible gears of the divine, pushing you back toward each other. And in these reunions, it's not uncommon for the soul to manifest first, in a lingering gaze, in an emotion that escapes unbidden, in a gesture that seems simple yet carries centuries of meaning. But there's one detail: these encounters will only bear fruit if you are whole, if you are connected to your truth. Because this person will only be able to see clearly what they feel when they feel safe by your side. Not a forced safety, but the peace of being in front of someone who has already made peace with their own light and shadows. That's why your angels keep insisting: take care of yourself. Love yourself deeply. Nurture your inner temple as if you are preparing to receive something sacred. Pay attention to your energy, your vibe, your thoughts. Because all of this is part of the magnetic field that surrounds this promise. The way you treat yourself defines the kind of love you attract. You might be wondering if it's too late, if this promise still has time to blossom. But the angels assure you, divine timing is not measured by human clocks. What is meant for you will never be diverted. It can be delayed, yes, but it will never be denied if your soul is ready to receive. Have you noticed how the universe operates in cycles? How certain lessons repeat until they are truly integrated? Well, this reunion, this connection, is also within a cycle. And if it's coming back now, it's because you've evolved. Because now you have new tools, new awareness, new strength. And that's exactly what will make all the difference. This person who hasn't fully approached you is dealing with their own fears. Fears that have nothing to do with you, but with their own story. Sometimes, this person's heart has been hurt so deeply that loving again feels dangerous. Sometimes, they grew up believing they didn't deserve to experience something so intense, so genuine. But now, by feeling your energy, by sensing your presence, those beliefs are being challenged. And you, dear soul, have the power to illuminate this process. Not by forcing, not by demanding, but simply by being. Being true, being whole, being light. Because that's what heals, the authenticity of someone who has already reunited with themselves. Every choice you make from a place of self-love, faith, and lightness strengthens the path of this promise. And the angels want you to know, this journey is yours before it is anyone else's. The more you honor yourself, the more you align with a destiny that has already been written in higher plans. So, trust. Even on days when it seems like nothing is moving. Even when the silence is deafening. Trust. Because the invisible is at work, and what is being prepared is greater than anything you have imagined. Now breathe, and allow yourself to feel, the love that awaits you is not small. It is immense, ancient, transformative. It has been promised. And the time for blooming is drawing ever closer. You may be wondering, but what should I do while this reunion doesn't happen? The angel's answer is clear: live. Live with intention, with joy, with authenticity. Don't put your life on hold. Don't stop your steps waiting for a sign. The sign is already within you, in your ability to love, to grow, to reinvent yourself. Every day lived with truth is a step closer to the manifestation of what was promised. And when you place yourself on the path to your own happiness, you attract what vibrates at the same frequency. This connection, as divine as it is, needs fertile ground to blossom. And that ground is you. Prepare not only for the reunion, but to sustain it. To live love as a daily practice, not as a magical event that solves everything. The promise may be made among the stars, but it is on earth that it comes to fruition, through choices, through patience, through devotion. Perhaps this person is still resisting because they sense that something in you has changed. And that scares them. They realize that you are no longer as available as before, that now you demand presence, reciprocity, depth. And that is wonderful. Because it is precisely this new level of awareness that attracts the kind of love you deserve to experience. The angels show that this person's heart is restless. They miss you, even without admitting it. They feel your absence like someone missing home, not a place, but a feeling of warmth, belonging, and peace. And you represent that. You are the point of silence amid the noise. You are the gaze that understands without judging. You are the soul that doesn't demand presence, but invites it with sincerity. And that is rare. That's why this promise was made between you, because together, you access something that cannot be explained, only lived. And when this love arrives, because it will arrive, it won't come with empty promises, but with presence. It won't bring urgency, it will bring peace. It won't rescue you because it will know you have already saved yourself. It will come complete, and it will find in you a heart ready to love consciously, fully, and maturely. You won't need to explain yourself, diminish yourself, or hide. This connection will be a safe space where your soul can rest and at the same time soar. Because true love does not imprison, it liberates. And in this meeting, there will be no masks. Just truths. Truths that do not hurt but heal. Truths that do not push away but draw closer. Truths that will allow both of you to finally say, I remember you. Because on some level, in some way, you have already chosen each other. And now, at last, the time has come to reunite. Because that is exactly what this promise is, sacred. And it's not just about romance. It's about purpose. It's about mission. It's about paths intertwining to bring healing, expansion, and fulfillment. Therefore, if you truly want to live what was promised, you need to commit, not to the other, but to yourself. You need to choose yourself. You need to declare every day that you deserve to live a complete love. A love that sees you, that hears you, that respects you, that grows alongside you. This love exists. It is calling you. And it carries the name of a soul you already know, even if you haven't yet experienced everything with them. Now, take a deep breath. Visualize this promise awakening, expanding, taking shape. And say, softly but with a firm heart, I accept to experience what my soul already recognizes as truth. Because by declaring this, you activate forces that have been dormant, and the universe begins to respond. And when the universe responds, it doesn't whisper, it moves. You may start to notice that the people around you are changing. What once held you back starts to lose its significance. What felt distant begins to come closer. And all of this is a reflection of the decision you made, to live with an open soul, a receptive heart, and firm feet on the path of true love. This person, who also feels the call, will begin to react. Perhaps still cautiously, perhaps slowly. But your angels show that something inside them is already beginning to break. The defenses that once seemed insurmountable are now cracking. And in the crevices of those barriers, light begins to enter, the light that comes from you. Don't think it's an illusion. Don't think it's a fantasy. What you feel, what you sense, what you intuit, is real. And it is divine. Your angels reveal that, in the coming days, this connection will gain layers. It may come through unexpected messages, significant encounters, vivid memories, or even dreams. And in every detail, there will be a call, trust. Trust, even if you don't understand everything. Trust, even if you don't yet see the outcome. Trust because the soul already knows the end of this story, and it is full of love, growth, and truth. But remember, the promise is only fulfilled when there is surrender. When fear is embraced, but doesn't lead. When doubt is heard, but doesn't command. When faith is greater than logic. And when love ceases to be expectation, and becomes presence. Your angels close this message by saying that you are not alone. You never have been. Every time you cried thinking that no one saw you, they were right there with you. Every time you smiled even in pain, they celebrated your strength. And now, more than ever, they are with you. Hand in hand. Because what is coming is too great to be experienced alone. You are being guided to live a love that has roots in heaven and blooms on earth. A love that transforms. That embraces. That sets you free. And when that moment comes, because it will come, you will remember these words. You will remember that one day, in silence, a promise was made. And today, it has begun to be fulfilled.